Hello and welcome to another episode of Wade's Workshop. Today we're going to be having a holiday special and we're going to be making these Halloween decorations. Why don't we head on out to the workshop? For this project you're going to need one fence picket and one 4x4 post. I am using cedar. You can use pressure treated or any other type of wood. I've made quite a few of these decorations with pressure treated and they turned out great. So whatever you have available should work fine.
I'm making these decorations 12 inches tall, but they will look great at any height if you decide that you want to make them at a different height. Don't forget to mark the 4x4 also so you can cut them all at the same time. I'm using my miter saw for this cut, but you could use a circular saw or a hand saw for this step if you don't have a miter saw. To make the cat's ears, I marked a 45-degree angle from each of the top corners. I'm using this small Milwaukee square I found on Amazon and it worked perfect. For the ghost, I made a mark 1 3/4 from the top on both sides, and then I used a paint can to make a smooth half circle. The reason I made the marks is so that the can is centered and doesn't end up lopsided. Nobody wants a lopsided ghost. I then went over to the bandsaw to make these cuts. If you don't have a bandsaw, you could use a handsaw or a jigsaw to make these cuts. I'm saving the cutout from the cat to use later. Take your time when you're cutting out the top of the ghost to make sure that it's nice and smooth. These decorations are already taking shape. That small cutout we saved is going to be used as a stand, but we need two, so I'm grabbing a piece of scrap and cutting out a second. Off camera, I modified these from 90 degrees to 80 degrees, so they will allow the decorations to lean back slightly. It is now time to attach the stand. First I am marking a line in the center on both sides. This will help make sure the stand is centered and also show me where to put the nails on the other side. These could be attached with a nail and hammer, screws, or just glue if you have time to let the glue dry. Speaking of glue, I'm using original Type Bond wood glue and my DeWalt brad nailer to attach the stand. The ghost is going to get its stand first. I'm putting one nail in from the back and then two along the line I marked on the front, which, if I lined it up correctly, would put the nail in the center of the stand. You can see the slight angle I put in the stand here, which will make them less prone to tipping over. Next, the cat gets the exact same steps and gives me a perfect opportunity to ask you if you're enjoying this video to hit the like button.
As many of you remember, during our last episode, we were dealing with Hurricane Milton, which came through. We didn't have any damage on the house, and we didn't lose power. Luckily, we had no flooding. We did have a lot of downed tree branches, which is actually going to work out well for this project. So let's head out to the backyard here. And in the backyard here, you'll see we have some downed tree branches that are ready to burn. And what we're going to do is just look through here for one that's going to fit the top of our pumpkin for a stem. So let's take a look here. It looks like this one here is going to work out well. Hope it didn't look too staged that I had already pre-picked that one out. But let's head over here to my makeshift outdoor workbench and we're going to grab a saw.
With the video sped up to 2 times, it makes me look like a pro with that saw. Look at me go. There's a few different ways that you could attach the stem, but I decided to drill a small recess with a Forstner bit, and we'll be gluing it in once it's painted. That looks like a perfect fit, so time for some paint. It took some trial and error, but I finally found the right color, burnt pumpkin. I ended up buying a whole gallon of Valspar paint because it was cheaper than all the other quartz they had in stock. I see a lot of pumpkins in my future. The ghost is pretty simple, just a bright white semi-gloss paint. My son decided that he wanted to be a ghost for Halloween this year, so his Nana found him a sheet and cut some holes in it for his eyes. It's a very simple costume, but he is super excited. For the cat, I asked the guy at the paint desk for the darkest black he had, and he mixed up some tricorn black, which worked out perfect. Look how good they look with just a little bit of color. The ghost face is the easiest. Just three ovals. You don't have to be perfect. I think they look better with just a little bit of imperfection. Sorry about blocking the view here. The cat's eyes are a lot of fun. The more slant you give them, the more attitude they project. I made a cat army last year for Halloween and accidentally painted all the eyes with the triangles on the bottom, and they lost that attitude. I had to repaint them all, but they were a hit with all my friends and coworkers. The pumpkin is my favorite. There are so many options for the eyes, nose, mouth that you can get really creative. I went with a classic jack-o'-lantern look. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If you made a jack-o'-lantern this year, whether it be on wood or on a real pumpkin, I would love to see it. You could post a picture here in the comments or find me on X or Facebook and send a picture there. Jack-o'-lantern teeth are so much fun. We are almost there. Our pumpkin needs a stem to finish it off. Just a little bit of glue and a tap from a hammer and it's all done. What do you think? A cat just isn't a cat without some whiskers. This is raffia. Well, I found it at a craft store and it works great for cat whiskers. I just grab a few strands and twist them together, then wrap around the back of the cat and tie a simple bow. Then you just trim off the excess. Look at that attitude. And with that, these guys are ready for Halloween.
Thank you for watching this episode of Wade's Workshop. I hope you enjoyed watching make some of these Halloween decorations. If you have ideas for future episodes, please put it in the comments. I'm also on X and on Facebook if you'd like to follow along there as well. And like and subscribe if you want to see some more content. Thank you.